In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 different ways on how to add the ribbon to your Christmas tree. Keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm a Christmas design expert and seasonal decorator here to help you feel more comfortable about your designs. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 different ways on how to add the Christmas ribbon to your Christmas tree. If you've been following this channel for any period of time, you know that I have a 4-step process on how to decorate a Christmas tree, and ribbon is always first. There's so many ways to add ribbon to your Christmas tree. It actually goes ribbon first, ornaments second, stems fourth, and picks third, and I always like to add an accent ribbon at the end just to finish it off and make it look more luxurious and beautiful. So I just thought that in this video I share 5 of my favorite different techniques on how to add the ribbon to your Christmas tree. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, and on WhatsApp so they can come and join the holiday decorating fun, especially for the Christmas season. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and while you subscribe, don't forget to turn the notification bell on, because trust me when I tell you, you will not want to miss any of these videos. You guys, also just real quick, last week I posted the annual Christmas trends for 2024, and I really hope that you had a chance to check it out. There's so much inspiration. If you haven't, I'm gonna link it down below so you can check it out after this one. All right, since we have 5 different ways on how to add ribbon to your Christmas tree, we're gonna start with number 1. Let's take a look. All right, everyone, we're gonna start this video by decorating this Christmas tree on a candy cane theme, hence my shirt. And I just wanna say that this video is delayed because I went ahead and ordered this shirt on Amazon, and Prime delivery is supposed to take 1 day. Well, it took forever, so I wanted to wear this shirt while I decorate this video, because you guys will see why at the end of this Christmas tree. So the first thing I wanna mention is that I have all of my tools at the ready. I have my wire that's already pre-cut, about 10 inches, and then also I want to tell you that I have my scissors right here, and I have all of my ribbons. We're going to be using this beautiful ribbon from Shinoda Design Center, and all of the ribbons are from Shinoda Design Center. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it on the floor. So I have this 4-inch gorgeous red ribbon that we're going to use first. Then I'm going to use this candy cane. I'm going to use this other candy cane that looks like my shirt, and then we're going to apply a 3rd candy cane. And so this is going to be the peppermint or candy cane theme. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop this on the floor. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and dovetail this guy. Actually, I'm going to just do like a slant cut because it's going to go towards the top. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and give it a few inches so it has something flying out. Then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and do a 2-loop bow. Remember, this is going to be our topper, but there's going to be other elements on our topper. Don't forget to always give it a twist right here, and grab one of your wires. I'm going to go ahead and just really tightly twist, and then with this wire right here, I'm going to attach to my top and just give it a twist on the top right here and give it a little fluff. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and give it a big loop like this. Remember, we're looking for bigger loops so the ribbon really shows. And just using the bristles right here, you want to go ahead and give it a scoop like this. And you want to go ahead and do it one more time right here. And try to go as far into the tree, because look, that's what it gives that loop shape. So I'm going to go ahead and attach just using bristles and basically just crossing them right here. How gorgeous is this ribbon? It just looks like the red slippers, the red ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and do another one, another small one, and I'm going to go ahead and use it just as tight, and then you fluff it so that way you have a double loop right here, and then you want to do another big one, and we're going to go all the way to the bottom with this one right here. We want bigger loops because we don't want to go ahead and lose our ribbons when you add all of the rest of the items to the tree. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, this is my top again, so I'm going to cut into a slant, just going up. Then what I'm going to do is give it a few inches, And I already did a 2 loop, so I'm gonna go ahead and do, well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do another 2 loop so the bow is bigger on the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 like this, grab my wire and twist. Remember to twist really tightly. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cross to this side and I'm going to attach this over here to the top on the exact same spot and just swirl that wire up there. And we're gonna fluff all of this at the end. Remember, there's gonna be more ribbons coming down. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and give it a bigger loop right here and go all the way as far as you can into the tree. Now, if you guys have not seen the last video, which was the snowman theme, it was so cute. I had so many compliments on that theme, and every week we're gonna be doing a different theme, so that way you guys know that every week is going to be something different. All right, so I'm gonna do another little one right here in the exact same spot, and then we fluff, so that way there is a double loop right here. And then you wanna go ahead and add a third one right here. How gorgeous is this ribbon, you guys? I mean, I wish that you could see it in person. This is so beautiful. And remember, when I get to the bottom of my tree, I always like to give it a longer tail so it hangs down like this. All right, so now I have 2, so I'm gonna do one right here in the middle to come down. And for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dovetail right here. And because it's going to be in the middle, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna do a 1 loop. So basically just 1 loop like this. And this is gonna have so many beautiful ornaments and pics that I cannot wait for you to see. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our wire, pull really tight, remember? And then what we're going to do is we're gonna add it right here in the middle. So go all the way in as far as you can, and then grab your wire and swirl it around one of these branches right here. And then you just let this loop hang out. And we're gonna do a medium-sized loop just right here in the middle. Remember to go in as far as you can. And I really hope that you guys are learning some tricks into how to decorate your beautiful Christmas tree this season, because I want everybody to have a gorgeous tree. All right, so I'm gonna do another longer loop right here. I'm just gonna dovetail, then I'm gonna let it hang down like this. That is such a gorgeous ribbon. I love it. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring this other peppermint ribbon that also came from Shinoda. Remember, all of the ribbons come from Shinoda. And if you wanna go ahead and give them a call, if there's something that you are interested, just let them know that you saw it at Ramon at home, and they'll let you use the code they had for my channel. They'll be able to ship it to you. So basically what I'm gonna do is now I dovetail one right here. So I'm going to do maybe, let's see, we already have a bigger bow on the top, but there's gonna be some candies on the top. So I'm gonna do a 2 loop. And this is printed with glitter, so we wanna make sure that that glitter shows, so that's why you have to twist it around, all right? Make sure that all of that glitters forward, so that way we can do our loops. And I'm gonna incorporate this guy right here. I'm gonna open these 2, and then I'm going to, gosh, I wish I was a little taller, to go ahead and swirl this around here. And just make sure that you grab all of your bows. And look how this is looking like a bow now. And that's what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give it a big loop. Then I'm gonna go all the way in, cross those like that, and then I'm gonna do another, but make sure that all of that glitter is showing. So I'm going to go ahead and do another one immediately. And what I wanna do is I wanna cross to one side. And look how you have to be rough with it first, and then you can always go back and just do its thing, fluff it a little bit. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in between these 2 rows right here. So I'm gonna go over to this side, and I'm going to go ahead and put one right here. And I'm going to do another one right here. How beautiful is this ribbon? Oh my God, I cannot wait for you guys to see the end result. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here. Remember to leave a little tail so it hangs down like that. How pretty is this? So then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dovetail right here. thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this video. Remember, if you are enjoying the video, be sure to give that little thumbs up because it really helps this video get out and more people to see it. So I really would appreciate it if you guys just give this video a thumbs up right now. It's free, why not, right? All right, so I'm gonna do a 2 loop and then I'm going to grab my wire. I'm gonna swirl around and then I'm gonna put one right here when I have only one. So now I'm gonna do a 3 loop bow and look how gorgeous that is. It just adds a bow, a bigger bow to that area. And then instead of going down that way, of course, I am going to flip it around to get all that glitter. And then I'm going to go this way. So I'm gonna do another big loop right here. So basically we're just filling in all of those spots that you don't have ribbon in. And you're basically doing bow right here, bow right here, bow right here. And then I'm going to do another cute little swoop right here. I'm gonna grab my scissors. You know, I need me like a tool belt where I can put all my tools. Like that. Let's see, I'm gonna do one right here to kind of fill in and go down. So you guys kind of get the idea. I'm gonna finish the ribbon, this type of ribbon, and I'll be right back with you, so stay tuned. So many of you ask me, how do I make my bows for my Christmas trees? Here is the tip. The very first thing you want to do is grab your ribbon and dovetail. I think it looks more beautiful when it's dovetail. Then what you want to do is you're going to leave about a 10-inch tail. You're going to pinch, 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 gather. Then the easiest way to do it is to go under, bring it up, pinch again. You have to do this twist because that will allow our beautiful pattern to be forward. Now I'm going to pinch, pinch, pinch again. Now you twist again and you want all of that pattern looking forward. So now we're going to cut right here, and my tip to you is don't be afraid to cut your good ribbons because you're going to get most bang for your buck by doing that. So now what you want to do is grab your wire and you're going to pull really tightly, because by pulling really tightly it really helps to gather and to cinch. So now that you are left with a beautiful bow like this, what you want to do is grab your other end, double fold, and cut towards the wire. And that's going to leave you with another dovetail. So now all you have to do is give it a little fluff like this, and you're left with a bow like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to insert right here, right next to our focal point, which is the magnolia. I am having a blast with this Christmas tree, you guys, and I almost forgot about our accent ribbon. And this ribbon looks like gold leaf. Is white and gold, and I absolutely love it. And you know that for my accent ribbon, what I like to do is, first of all, cut at a slant, so that way there is texture. What we're going to do is just little loops. So we're going to go down like this, pinch, 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 gather. And for this one, I do want some longer tails. So I'm gonna grab a wire because I want it to be very taily, if that's even a word. And then once I have it like this, I'm going to fluff my loop. I'm gonna grab my bow and I'm going to go right here. You're gonna put these loops where you think there's spaces that you need to fill in, like this. And then I'm gonna grab my scissor and I'm gonna cut at a slant right here. It looks so beautiful because that gold leaf, I'll share with you in close up real soon. But that looks like gold leaf is just draping on that ribbon. So basically just go down, pinch, 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 twist, because you do want that gold leaf to be like that. Then we're gonna grab another wire and I'm going to attach maybe over here, right about here. Grab my scissors and go like this. How pretty. It adds some white. You guys, this ribbon is so gorgeous. I really wish that you could see it in person because it truly looks like it's gold leaf. So I'm gonna go like this, give it a tail, go under, fold up, twist. Have you practiced your bow making, by the way? I want to read on the comment section below if you guys have been practicing your bow making. So I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna go over to this side, maybe put it right in here and cut a long tail like that. I'm gonna continue adding these tails and I will be right back to give you the end result. Keep watching. All right, so let's take a little break to invite you to come and join me on my Instagram and TikTok, where I share with you daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and everything you need to know about the Christmas season 2024 that you will not get to see here on YouTube. The links to all of my social medias are down below. And then also I want to invite you to check out the Christmas trends for 2024 video that is going to post down below in the description box so you can get inspired for the Christmas decorating 2024. Let's go back to the video. Now we're gonna move on to the Christmas tree, which you guys saw me decorate on a video, and you can watch that video down below. But I just wanted to continue with the blue and white theme right here. And it is so pretty. I love all of these beautiful David Christopher ornaments that look like Talavera. And I added some of these Hobby Lobby ones as well that I just absolutely love. All of the ribbons on this Christmas tree are from David Christopher's. And like I said, you can watch the full tutorial of this Christmas tree. But now I'm going to pin out just to share with you what it looks like right here next to my server table, or I think it is more like a buffet table. It's actually a console table, but because I leave it right here in the dining room. But I just wanted to share with you how cohesive it looks. The Christmas tree on one side, the little bouquet on the table on the other side. So that's what creates the cohesion. I have some blue and white right here. Okay, so to do our ribbons, I have two types of ribbons. I have this beautiful plaid from Shinoda Design Center. I also love this ribbon. It's made out of a texture kind of like burlap, but it's printed with this beautiful plaid or tartan plaid. I also love it. And then we're gonna use some of the ribbons that I already had, and we're gonna use this velvet with a gold back, because this is about the only gold there's going to be on this Christmas tree. And this is also the ribbon that I used in my mom's house. So I encourage you guys to use what you have. Then of course I have my wires right here we're gonna be using. Okay, let's get started. So I need to shut up and get to work. If you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, because I want them to know what we're doing here at Ramon at Home. All right, so I'm going to cut right here, but first I need to find my scissors, you guys. Hang on one second. All right, I'm back. So what I need to do is dovetail. You know, we always start our ribbons by dovetailing them so they're finished. So what I'm going to do, this is gonna be something different. We've done loops going like this. Well, we're going to do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do maybe a single loop. I'm gonna do a single loop because I don't want this ribbon to be so overpowering on the tree. I want it to be simple because it's more of a woodsy theme, so I don't want it to be too glammy. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start up here and I'm gonna add this, but not on the very top. I'm gonna grab a branch. I'm just gonna push all the way in and I'm gonna attach right there. So basically just one loop. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do one loop right here. Now the beauty of this particular long needle pine, I remember when I lived in Kansas, I love to go running on the trails, and my favorite time was the fall and winter because you could see the trees turning and the evergreen always stay green. and it was just my absolutely favorite. All right, so I'm gonna go over to this side. Remember to do bigger loops because we want the ribbon to show after we put all of our goodies in there. So bigger loops like this. Isn't that beautiful? And I love it with all the greenery. To me, there's nothing prettier than tartan plaid during the holiday season. It just, to me, screams Christmas, hence my shirt. And I love it. I just love how traditional. You see some evergreens and some tartan plaid and it just says holidays are here. Get on with the program. All right, so I'm gonna cut right here. Dovetailing, and every time you're about to use your ribbon, just dovetail first. Then I'm gonna go over to this side and I'm gonna start over on this side. Sorry if I disappear for a second, but I'll be right back. Famous last two words. So basically I'm not gonna do any loops, just attach the ribbon. But what I'm going to do is do a big swoop right here. And I'm gonna attach with this guy right here. And this tree actually came from Hobby Lobby and I was there today. And to my delight, it's back, because therefore for a minute it wasn't there because I need to buy another one just like it, because these are the ones that are gonna go outside on these particular urns. And I cannot wait to show you guys my home tour coming soon. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy right here. And I'm gonna go right here. And so I'm gonna cut like that. Look how pretty that is. So now what I want to do, I think I have plenty of this ribbon. I want it to just be attached. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use some of this beautiful ribbon right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do some kind of bows. Let's see, let's do a 2 loop like this. And you want them to be kind of fluffy like this because it's gonna be used more like an ornament. So we're gonna attach with our wire right here. Always making sure those tails are dovetail, because if I come to your house, you guys, they're not dovetail, I'm gonna ask you for a pair of scissors, okay? So where we did a swoop right here, we're gonna add a bow. Just remember to push all the way in with your wire. Then you wanna fluff this bow. Look how beautiful this is. And then these tails, you just wanna make sure that you kind of swoop them like this. So some of the gold shows. Let me do another one. That's a perfect way to reuse some of the ribbons that you already have used. Look, I had all of these ribbons from my mom's staircase. So now what I'm doing is I'm just making bows and using them as ornaments on my Christmas tree. So there's a 2 loop bow. Then I'm gonna grab one of these wires. What is your Christmas theme this year? Leave a comment down below and let me know, what is your theme? What is your color scheme? So I have one right here. I'm gonna add one right here. Isn't this starting to look very traditional? I love it. All right, and then I'm gonna make sure that I fluff these tails like this and like this. I'm gonna add a few more of these red bows and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, so I want to show you a close-up of what the tree looks like, all decorated in a traditional woodsy theme. I love the way this turned out with the big pine cones and the glitter on the stems, the ribbon, and all of the ornaments. It just turned out so beautiful. The magnolia just gives it that very natural feel. And the ribbons are very traditional to Christmas, which makes me want to go somewhere and have a coffee and sit outside on a woodsy park. I hope you guys like it. I cannot wait to read your comments. All right, so step number 1 in decorating this gorgeous Christmas tree in a gold theme is going to be to add our ribbons. And for that, I have a selection of gold and then also champagne colors, because we're gonna be mixing gold and champagne. So I have this one that I got Hobby Lobby that has this beautiful sheer in the middle, and it's just beautiful with the snowflakes. And I have these ones that are from the dollar store, and I have also a roll of mesh that I got from Shinoda Design Center. And as I like to told you before, you guys, I like to keep all of my materials ready right here on this tool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab the shear first, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little dovetail like this. I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna do a 2-loop bow. And remember that you always have to flip your ribbon to where your glitter is. So this is obviously my glitter side. I was doing it backwards. We're gonna do a loop like this. Then we're gonna do, actually, because this is gonna be on the very top, I'm going to do a 3-loop right here. And then we're going to grab one of our wires. And this is the easiest technique I can tell you guys on how to add ribbon to your Christmas tree. So I'm gonna grab one of these wires, and I'm gonna go ahead and wire these together like this. I'm gonna give it a little spin like this, and then I'm going to attach this to the very top just by swirling that wire around into the top of the tree. Then you wanna go ahead and just fluff those loops, and we're gonna leave our ribbon going down for now, because I'm gonna grab this other ribbon that I have right here. And as I always tell you, just go ahead and drop it on the floor. I'm gonna dovetail this guy, because we wanna make sure that all of our ribbons are dovetailed. Because if I come to your house and your ribbons are not dovetailed, I'm gonna ask you for some scissors. This one right here, I'm gonna do a bigger loop, and I'm gonna do maybe a 2. Yeah, so we always like to work in sets of 2s, 3s, and 1s. All right, so we go ahead and just attach this together, and I'm going to add this one right on top of the other one that I added right here, creating a bigger bow. So that's 2 ribbons. Make sure that we flip the pretty side up. Then I'm gonna open one of these dollar store ones, and I'm gonna do a 1 loop. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on the floor. I absolutely love this ribbon. I can't believe it's only $1. I really wish that it came in a bigger bolt. But I bought this at the end of the season last year, and it was all I could find. I went to like 7 Dollar Tree stores because I wanted to have a gold tree this year, so I wanted to do it on a budget. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do 1 right here. Then I'm gonna grab one of my wires, and I'm gonna wire this together like this. It's just a single loop. Twist it around, and then what we're going to do is I'm gonna grab right here, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it goes all the way down, so it looks like you kind of have a funky bow, but it's actually 3 types of ribbons. Look at that. How perfect is that? Then of course we'll fluff at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start going down by making loops. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 loop right here. Make sure that you give it a lot of give, because once we start putting ornaments and other items, you kind of lose the ribbon, and then you grab one of those bristles and just twist it around, and it creates this loop right here. Then I'm gonna do the same with this gold ribbon right here. Just give it a lot of give, twist some of your branches to it. I'm gonna go to this side, sorry if I cross you on this side. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing with this one. I'm gonna give it a lot of give, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it right next to it. Just grabbing these bristles, we're going to go ahead and twist. And so that gives us a really nice loop. Then what you want to do is you grab your ribbon one more time, and then you give it another loop right here. And as you guys can see, this one right here, I'm done with it, but you'll see a trick in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this guy right here, give it another big loop, you twist. And as you guys can see right here, I'm kind of finishing the loops at the same size right here, but this one I have a little bit more ribbon, so I'm gonna go ahead and do yet another one. Just go ahead and go in like this. Then I'm gonna grab this one right here and give it a big loop. Once again, right about the same height you wanna finish, and you wanna go all the way in, as far in as you can on the tree, because that makes it look like your ribbon is actually growing out of your tree into those beautiful waves. Then I'm going to do 1 more right here, and I'm going to go ahead and meet it with this one, so it kind of curls to that same side. And then here what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cross over, and I'm gonna do 1 more big loop, and then I'm gonna tie it right on the bottom right here. I'm gonna grab the last bit of ribbon that I have of the gold one, and I'm gonna tie it in the exact same spot. Now what I do need to tell you is you have to go back, grab your scissors, and at the end of every ribbon, make sure you dovetail. And I like to let the ribbons hang down a little bit. I just think it adds a lot of character. So don't cut them too short, just go ahead and give them a little crinkle. And look how beautiful this looks right here. It just looks like one big ribbon. Okay, so then what you wanna do is, right here where we finished this ribbon, you're gonna grab your wire cut. You know what? I like to put my wires right here in my pocket because that way they're always with me and I don't have to be going for them. But what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and dovetail my ribbon. Then I'm going to do a 2-loop. We want it to be a showier part of it. Grab your wire, just twist it around real quick, tie it, and then go all the way in where this ribbon ended. We're gonna go all the way in. We're gonna grab one of the bristles and we're just gonna attach that wire to it. And that way, look, it gives you a bow right here, and it gives you a continuation of this ribbon that we finished earlier on. And look at that. Now, if you feel like your bows are too droopy, all you have to do is pull a little bit and it'll adjust it. And now you grab your scissors, which I always like to keep with me as well. And then you go ahead and dovetail right there. All right, so now let me go over to this side. What I'm going to do with this particular ribbon is I'm gonna dovetail one more time. Oh, my scissors right here. And then I'm gonna do a 2-loop. So 1, 2, I'm gonna grab a wire. I have some cut over here. And I'm gonna attach this together. And I'm gonna start right about here, go all the way in, grab one of your bristles, and just twist it in there, and let those loops come out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 loop right here. Pull down a little bit. Isn't this ribbon just beautiful? And I know they carry this at Hobby Lobby every year. I've bought it for the past, I wanna say at least 5 years to wrap presents because I love the sparkle and the shimmer on it. I just think it's so beautiful. And then I'm going to finish this guy right here by dovetailing, like that. And I have a little bit of ribbon left. What do you do when you have a little bit of ribbon left? Well, what we're going to do is, I'm gonna do one more bow on the top. Make sure you dovetail your ribbon. And I'm gonna do a single loop, like this. But you do have to tie it because this wire is what allows you to attach to the top. Okay, so that's what makes it so easy. And I'm gonna go all the way to the top here in the back, and I'm gonna attach, pointing the loop up so it kind of looks like it's part of the funky bow. And then you grab your bristle, you attach it to it, and then you start looping your ribbon. See how I told you I didn't have a lot left, but it'll be just plenty. All right, let me get rid of this bolt real quick. So we're gonna go ahead and do a few more loops of this particular bow. This is super easy. Once you get a hang of this technique, you'll never go back. If you like ribbons on your Christmas tree, I promise you, you'll never go back to just swirling ribbon around your Christmas tree because this gives it a more elegant look. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab one more of these dollar store ribbons. And I always recommend to just drop all your trash on the floor and then go back and sweep after. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dovetail right here. And what I like about this ribbon, it has 2 sides, like a mold gold and then a champagne look. And I'm gonna use the champagne to tie in with the other champagne ribbon, okay? So I'm gonna do a 2-loop. I'm gonna grab one of my wires. And as I told you before, it is easy if you just have your wires pre-cut. Now, I do want you to leave me a comment down below and let me know what other themes you guys wanna see this year for Christmas. What is your theme? So that way I know and it gives me ideas on what themes to do next on this series of 12 Trees of Christmas. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this down right here. Go all the way and just swirl. Make sure you fluff those pretty bows. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right here. It looks like a lot of ribbon right now, but you'll see when we start adding the other elements, it'll just make so much sense. And that ribbon really looks so elegant. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this ribbon right here. Instead of tacking it again, I'm just gonna let it do its thing like this. Look at that. Just fluff the corner. Let me see, do we need another one of those? I feel like we can start one right here. Yeah, I feel like we need, actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab my mesh ribbon. Sorry if I disappear. I'm gonna do a one loop because we do wanna have this mesh, once again, it's backwards. We wanna have this mesh showing, and this one is just perfect. Make sure you grab your wire and tie this together. Twist it and go all the way in so it looks like it's growing from your tree. You see that? And then you just fluff and look at that. And then what you want to do is make a big loop like this and twist it together like this and just go ahead and fluff. This we could do a smaller loop right here to just tie it to the bottom. And look at that, how pretty is that? And I feel like we could need another one of these mesh right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another bow right here. So I'm gonna do a 2 loop. Make sure that I have all my glitter showing so when the light hits it, it just sparkles and glistens. So I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna do a 3 one. And really large, so that way it really shows and it gives your tree so much texture. All right, so grab your wire, attach these 3, and remember to always work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. It doesn't matter if you are making bows or if you're placing ornaments in your Christmas tree. It just gives it so much texture to your tree. So basically just go all the way in as far as you can, fluff your bow, bring your tail out, and then you start looping this ribbon into your tree. All right, I think we're gonna stop right here with the ribbon. I'm gonna do one more loop right here, go all the way down. All right, you guys, so if you've been following this channel and you want to learn how to decorate a beautiful Christmas tree, you know I have a 4-step process. Number 1 is going to be ribbons, number 2, ornaments, number 3, florals, picks, stems, and number 4, we're going to be doing an accent ribbon. This is the order that I usually do it, but that doesn't mean that I'm married to that idea, but I try to follow that so that I can always have a cohesive tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ribbon right here and these 2 as my main ribbons, and then I have my accent ribbon that I'm going to be adding at the end. And I also love this ribbon, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drop it on the floor, because what I want to do is I want to do some bigger bows. This is quite a big tree. She's pretty large and in charge, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some bigger bows. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do probably about a 10-inch loop. I'm going to twist it right here. And notice that I'm giving it about probably like 2 feet, 2.5 feet tail. And I just absolutely love this David Christopher ribbon. It is large and in charge, just like our tree. And so that's why I wanted to do something fabulous like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with these 2 like this. They have to be large and they have to have the tails right there. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a second ribbon. I'm also gonna just go ahead and drop it on the floor. And I'm also gonna give it a longer tail. But I do want this little ribbon to be on the top. So what I need to do is put it right here and give it a little tail like this. And then I'm going to do another one like this. And remember, we always fluff these ribbons at the end, okay? So don't worry if you see Ramon jumping steps. but I'm very adamant about telling your ribbons. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add this absolutely beautiful taffeta one, and it has, oh my gosh, it's so pretty because it glitters. It has like a thread in there. I didn't mean to say glitters, I meant to say it glistens. It glistens so beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2, then I'm going to do yet another one like this. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this video. I'm having so much fun, and so far I've shared with you DIYs in the traditional colors last week. If you have not seen that video, oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. We did a Christmas tree, a centerpiece, a wreath, and I shared with you how to flock the Christmas trees and the wreaths because we're going to be using that project coming up. So if you have not seen that video with the traditional colors, I really recommend to check it out. I'm going to put up a link in the description box below so you guys can check it out. All right, so since this is very large and in charge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie all of this together. And I'm going to grab my zip tie right here. Now, before I cinch together, I'm always telling you this. Before I cinch together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a wire and I'm going to pass it through my zip tie right here, because I want to make sure that I have something to attach to my tree. So there you go, there's my wire right here. And so now I'm going to start cinching, but before I cinch shut, what I want to do is fluff this bow and make it look really pretty. So what you can do is bring those bows forward like this, and pulling, if it is too loopy, you can always pull the ribbon like this, because we do need also those tails like this. And so now we cinch shut as tight as we can, because this ribbon right here, the pink one, is really, really thick. So you have to really put some muscle into it. And I'm gonna cut right here. So now we're gonna have this bow. I'm gonna fluff all my tails, bring them forward like this. And I'm gonna start with one right here dead center so you guys can really see it. So I'm going to I'm gonna grab my wire that I added right here. I'm gonna bring it forward, and then I'm going to attach that to the tree. Look how pretty, you guys. That is huge. It's large and in charge. And so now what you do is like you just grab a bristle and then you do your 2 loop right here to attach it. And so we have this beautiful bow. And what we can do with the tail that goes up, you can always just put it into your tree like that. And these tails that we have, also we can just go ahead and play with them. If it's long enough, you can do a tail, or you can just let it hang like this. And don't forget to dovetail your ribbons, because that's what makes it look finished. I'm gonna go over here. If you have a longer one, you can always play with it like that, and then dovetail like that. These ones I'm gonna leave them just hanging like streamers, but they do need to be dovetailed, FYI. And then also don't forget to cut different lengths of your ribbons, as you can see. And we'll fluff our ribbon right here. How cute! That is a focal point if I've ever seen one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat one more, and I'm gonna just have to go ahead and go down for them because I dropped them on the floor. And you guys, look how absolutely gorgeous this ribbon is. It has the pink and the blue. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate, and I'm gonna do one on this side. So I'm gonna make sure that I have this forward right here. I'm going to pinch on my finger right here, and you wanna go down about 12 to 14 inches. And we're gonna do it again. Like this. This is going to be a little bit smaller because it's gonna go up. This is the largest one because it's gonna be the one forward. So I wanna make sure that I note that, and then I'm going to cut my tail right here, leaving it a little bit longer, like that. And so now I'm gonna grab my pink ribbon, and I'm gonna go over the opposite side, and I'm gonna do a loop like this. Always just hanging on to your ribbon, so that way you can control it. Because you guys, if you let go of this cord right here, then to get it back to where it was, it's a mess, let me tell you. All right, so now I'm going to cut right here. Remember, we're gonna dovetail these ribbons in a second. Now I'm gonna grab my beautiful blue one with a shimmer thread. That's so pretty, it really is. And I'm going to go the opposite way, and then I'm going to do a loop coming up like this, and then a loop coming down like this. Look how pretty that is. And then I'm gonna cut right here. And you guys always tell me, oh, Ramon, you're so good at this. You guys, it's all just practice. If I'm good at it, you're good at it. All you have to do is practice, practice, practice. And you too can have a beautifully decorated Christmas tree. You too can go to people's homes and decorate for Christmas. You too can create a gorgeous Christmas tree and wreath and all the things that we do for Christmas. Because if I can do it, and if I taught myself how to do it, trust me when I say you can too. All you have to do is continue practicing and you will be just as good. All right, so I put my wire in here, you guys, so that I can attach, and remember to cinch really good. And I'm gonna cut right here, making sure that I cut the excess of that. And look how pretty this is. Absolutely gorgeous. And so now what I need to do is just fluff like this, make sure these wires really stand out, my tails. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my wire that I put here, then I'm gonna go over to this side, and I wanna add this guy almost right here to the side. So I'm gonna attach this guy right here, give it a little spin. Look how beautiful it looks just flying up. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my scissors, and I'm gonna start dovetailing all these ribbons. And remember to do it, like I said, at different sizes, at different lengths, because that looks the most beautiful. And look how beautiful it is just by alternating the ribbon. Like now we have this beautiful, you have the pink one right here, the big pink bow, and then you have this one that is like the reverse side of the ribbon. And don't be afraid to alternate your ribbons when it has two sides, because that's what they're meant for. It is for you to use both sides in one design. And this one right here, I'm gonna leave really long like this. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'm just gonna give them a little bit of a curl. All right, you guys, so I have 1, 2, and so now what I want to do is I want to do another one, but I want to put it right here. So I have my triangle going down. I'm going to speed this up, and then I'll be right back to give you the next step. So keep watching, okay? All right, you guys, so now I finished by adding another blue ribbon right here. By the way, thumbs up to Jameson behind the camera, my scene director. He is the one that telling me where I need to put my things because I cannot see what you guys are seeing. So thumbs up for Jameson. But now what I did is I left me some big tails like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish over this side right here. And then I'm gonna fold it in half so that I know that my tails are even. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cinch right here, like this. I'm gonna grab a wire, and I'm going to wire this really tight together, like this. That's gonna be something that I use to attach to my tree. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna lift up these guys right here, and I'm going to attach this tail over to one of my bristles, very lightly, just by swirling that ribbon, or that wire, sorry. And now I'm going to do these tails like this. I'm going to attach right here. And then I'm gonna do a blue side, and then I'm going to do a pink side. I'm gonna attach right here. I'm gonna grab one of my wires, and I'm going to, sometimes if you don't have the bristle for your, to attach with the bristle, all you need to do is grab a wire like this, attach your wire to the spot where you wanna attach to the Christmas tree, take it to where you want it, and then just find something to attach it to, like so. And now you have your beautiful tails on your Christmas tree. So that's how we do the ribbon on this Christmas tree. As you guys can see, it's different, it's modern looking, it's fun, and this is what I'm going for fun for this Christmas tree. All right, everyone, so I'm going to give you a close-up of all of this beauty that is S'mores Christmas. Look how absolutely gorgeous this turned out. I am so in love with all of these beautiful ornaments from Debbie Christopher's. Look at you guys, how absolutely cute she is. And then here is her partner, and it is just so cute. There is so many details into these ornaments, like the little s'more, the little cocoa cup. You guys, this right here, the iridescent pick, and all of the stems and poinsettias, it just makes for an absolutely gorgeous Christmas tree. If you have any kids in your life, if you have little girls, little boys that like s'mores as much as I did, this is the perfect look to put together for your Christmas tree. I really hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember the 4 easy steps, which is ribbons first, ornaments, pig stems, florals and pigs, and then your accent ribbons like this beautiful velvet, absolutely gorgeous ribbon. I cannot wait to read your comments, so be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what do you think about this look. And remember that you do get 10% off at David Christopher checkout with the code Ramon10. All right, you guys, well, that's all I have for today, and I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment down below and let me know which out of these 5 ways to add ribbon to your Christmas tree was your favorite and is the one that is most likely you're going to try this Christmas season 2024 on your very own Christmas tree. My favorite part about posting a video every Sunday is that I get to read your comments, so be sure to leave me a comment down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because you will not want to miss all of the Christmas season for 2024. All right, you guys, well, that's all I have. If you want to watch more videos, I'm gonna put a playlist right here with many Christmas decorating ideas so you can be inspired. Thank you for watching. You can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.